Alrighty, good morning. And I have my two infamous deep cleaners here, my Kirby Avalir and my Maytag M1200. I have some salt here on the carpet. It looks so professional. And then I also have some baby powder underneath here. So there's a little bit, and here's a little bit. Um, Now, with these two machines, I try my best with any to not make a big pile of baby powder when I do these under the carpet tests. And if you've seen my comments before, I don't know how much truth there is into an under the carpet rug test sort of deal. In a way, I think that it does show that the vacuum has the power to really move air even underneath the carpet, which is great. But at the same time, I think the Kirby, with as amazing as it is, um, can still miss things. All vacuums can still miss things. It's honestly just determining what the best chances of you having a completely clean carpet is. And Kirby and the Maytag are two of the top choices that I would have for anyone. If you really just want one of the best top performing vacuum cleaners that you can get, these would definitely be in the top 5. I may even have to expand that list, but that wouldn't even be placing any in like a 1 to 10 sort of category. It would just be, out of these 10, I would say you should choose one of these. I wouldn't say, oh, well, Kirby ranks number 1 and the Maytag is a close third or anything like that. So, but anyway, of course, these are not scientific these are as close as you can get without a professional lab. This is as good as it gets until you start like DIYing some contraptions to show different whatevers. So, and I'm not going to do that. So, this is as good as it gets. So I'm going to take my shoe and I am going to grind it into the carpet with my nice shoe. So anyway, how's everybody doing? I'd say that's pretty good. So anyway, I always walk on my shoes like that, just because they're easy to slip on. So that I'd say is pretty good. That's pretty much down there in the carpet. I can't see any granules. Guess I should go a little slower. And then we'll come over to the Kirby side. And just kind of smush it in the carpet. And these shoes aren't really all that. I very rarely wear these shoes. Or I shouldn't say rarely wear them. I don't abuse them. I mean, they're relatively clean. I was actually in Journeys a couple days ago with my friend, and this girl's like, "Oh, are you wearing Toms?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I haven't seen that style in forever." And I'm like, "My heart." Like, what are you trying to say? Are you saying that I'm like wearing outdated shoes or something? So, anyway, um now I guess I will do like a little bit of a chat thing. I know everybody do your size now. And then we'll do the test. So overall, I'm just going to kind of go over everything that one vacuum has over the other. The Maytag being the obvious, that's the price point. Very rarely, if ever, will you see one of these for sale used that somebody's just trying to sell. On the other hand, the Kirby, they're a dime a dozen. If you miss one, there'll be another. There really isn't a whole lot to be broken on one of these. I've very rarely ever seen a broken Kirby for sale. If anything, it may be missing something. I did see a Centria with a G or an Ultimate G power nozzle, or not even a power nozzle, but the floor nozzle on it, which was very strange. That to me is just an ill-informed person trying to sell you something that they're going to try and take advantage of some dumb person that doesn't know what they're buying. The Maytag is easily affordable over the Kirby's price range if you're talking new, But then when you really look into it, you can get a Kirby that will last much longer without pretty much any maintenance except for belt changes. You will almost never need to take this to a vacuum cleaner store if you don't abuse it, which most people do, um, ever, until it just blows up or it just quits working one day, which is almost never. The Maytag, they come with service plans typically when you buy them from a vacuum cleaner store, and that's usually where you'll buy one. So even though the Maytag may be easier to get your hands on, the Kirby is almost just as easy. You can do an in-home demo, but be expecting to at least pay over $1,000 for one, up to 2,500, I would say, is the maximum. But if you're paying that much, then you're probably living in a suburb or like a um, I don't know, subdivision or something where most of the people hear that price and they're like, okay, let me get my checkbook sort of thing. So, more than likely, depending on where you live, is going to depend on how much you're going to pay for one. Even though you can talk people down, for the most part, it just depends. Some people luck out, some people don't. And they almost always come with a shampooer. Pretty much every Kirby comes with a shampooer. Now, the Maytag has all of its tools on board. It has a super long, stretchy hose. The airflow is pretty decent with the hose. There is a diverter, so there is a slight setup, but it takes no time at all to do it. You've got your Kirby, which you have to remove a bunch of things. Well, not a bunch of things, but you got to turn a dial and flip like a uh, I don't know what you want to call it, the little flipper thing under there, um, to keep the head on. It's like the securing flipper. I don't know what it's off. I can't even think of it. Whatever. And you have to take the emp door off if you want to use the blower, which of course the Maytag doesn't have. So even though this is a more versatile machine, this is a more once and done, all in use sort of vacuum. Everything is right there, the whole thing. Whereas the rest of my Kirby is in the basement and in my bedroom. So that's the sort of thing that you're getting with it. This is made of mostly plastic except for a few metal pieces. This is mostly metal with few pieces of plastic. And allegedly, they're made in the USA. This actually might be made in the USA. I know it's USA something. I don't know if it's assembled or made. This is strictly just assembled in the USA. And you also have a nice, easy shut off for your brush roll. But that also means that you're pretty much reducing your cleaning efficiency by a huge margin because you're no longer running that direct air motor, and now the vacuum has to pull everything through that direct air motor that's not running, or, well, the fan, I should say. So I could see if you ran over like a large piece, it may get stuck on the fan and just kind of sit there and create a blockage. So I wouldn't recommend vacuuming up large things with or on hard floors, like I'd say like a piece of paper or a piece of plastic or something like that, because if the direct air motor isn't running, it could actually lodge itself onto there. I had brought that up before, and someone said, no, I don't really think that that's an issue. I really do think that that's an issue. So just keep that in mind. So overall, right now, let's just say they're both on an equal basis. I've never done this under the rug test with either of these machines and baby powder. I did do a Kirby under the floor test with like some pieces of oatmeal, really fine ones, but they were too big to pull through the carpet. So we will see what this does. I don't even remember where the salt is, but once I turn this on, the carpet brush will turn on. So. That was pretty good. Could see it as you approached, and I don't see any salt anywhere. We'll look in between the fibbers. I don't see anything. Nope. So, not too bad. Then we'll come over to the Kirby. This isn't a flip the switch and it just turns on and you can vacuum. This is a little bit more of a... So I would say the winner with that, they both cleaned everything up on the first pass, but the Kirby wasn't as noticeable. I mean, you could still see it, but it didn't make it dance as much. And I believe that that would be because the Maytag has a higher speed brush roll, and it's a little more aggressive, believe it or not. The Kirby's is more of like a, I don't know how to explain it. I want to explain it almost like pain. The the Kirby's is more of like a dull brush roll because it has so much weight kind of riding on it, and it's more torquey. Whereas the Maytag with a smaller direct air motor and a smaller fan is more high speed and I don't know, more of like a needly sort of action, I guess you could say. So whereas this is a little more torquey, this is a little bit more high speed, so you're going to get a little bit more dance with this one, but this one's a little bit more aggressive. That's the only really brief summary I can come up with. That's my idea behind it. So here is the under the flower, or the under the flower, the under the carpet with baby powder, and there's the baby powder right there. So we're gonna do one pass. And just see what it does with one pass. Holy shit. Sorry, pardon my French, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It got it all. And then we'll come up here. I don't usually ever curse or swear on camera, so sorry about that. So some of you may think I didn't have that adjusted properly. I do, but this is an area rug, so it tends to like to eat the area rug. And I would say, considering exactly what we just saw right there, and a lot of my vacuums can't even pick that up with the 8 passes I typically do, these two machines, let me get like a really majestic sort of like action with this from an angle. These two machines are definitely some of the best vacuum cleaners that you can get out there. And the reason why I make that claim now is because of exactly what you just saw right there. Excellent agitation, amazing carpet cleaning. I mean, this is the point that if you ever had to replace an area rug, it would be very minimal to unnecessary when it came to cleaning underneath the rug once you got rid of it to put a new one down. Maybe a mop, maybe a quick sweep or something like that for something large. But to me, that's very important that these are able to get that fine stuff, because that's where your rug microscopically moves when you're walking on it, or when you kind of walk quickly. If you don't have furniture on it, you'll definitely notice it. And it kind of scratches and erodes the floor, which is why there's such a color difference under here. So this will not only protect your carpets, but in theory it should protect your floors as well. If I had to choose a winner here, I would have to say they're both winners, but here's the reason why. The Maytag is a true all-in-one machine, but the absolute durability and dependability would definitely be the Kirby. but either one's a great machine, and you can pretty much have both of them for the same price that they're both asking. You just may end up finding yourself with a very lightly used, almost new Kirby if you search correctly. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm looking forward to the comments on this video as well. So continue to watch, and I don't know, who knows what'll be up next.